Beyler daimler tabirler Şahban menzili सितारा हूँ हिला रहबरी तरक्कियों कमाल तर्जुमाने बाज़ी शाने हाल जाने इस्तक़बाल साया-ए खुदाए ज़ुल्जलाल
Dr. तो आज के मेहमान साथ है और सारी
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? आपकी voice clear नहीं आ रही है वाहिद. It's breaking. I cannot hear you unfortunately.
Welcome to show, Mr. Karim.
Thank you very much, Wahid. Now I can hear you.
So I was telling about your different fields. So it's your forum. So viewers are here to know about your different
I can't hear you, Wahid. Wahid, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I believe there is some internet issue, Wahid. I cannot hear you, unfortunately. Wait, should we try to reconnect again? Because I cannot hear you, unfortunately.
very
Are you there, Wahid? I think today the internet is really, really bad. I cannot hear you. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I cannot hear you, unfortunately. It's breaking.
hear you clearly. If you could share your
Maybe can we try to turn off the camera? Maybe would that be better? Can you try that?
Just a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's much better. It's much better.
So I'm
Hello, Wahid, can you hear me?
share your experience related to and your
Okay, I think you're asking about my studies. So yeah, sure. Let me give you a brief introduction about that. I have done an MBA in human resource management from Pakistan. Then I did my second master's in adult learning and development from Ireland. I've also done an executive certification in leadership and strategy from University of Cambridge, UK. And I've also done multiple international certifications on in the areas of leadership, customer services, and Six Sigma professional service. So these are some of the certifications and degrees that I have done.
your expert in education and motivation. So,
Wahid, could you please text? Could you please write your question in the chat so that because unfortunately I'm still the voice is breaking. Okay, so how do I feel about being a motivational speaker? Well, to be very honest with you, I do not consider myself as a motivational speaker, Vahid. I would rather call myself, or what I believe myself to be, is a management consultant and trainer. So probably
Mhm.
motivation is one of the things that we do, but that probably is a byproduct of whatever we talk about, whatever we discuss with our audiences. But to be very honest with you, I would not call myself a motivational speaker. I would rather say कि जी we are into management consultancy and training, और यकीनन उसमें कुछ elements motivation के भी हो सकते हैं. But I don't believe that I would call myself a motivational speaker.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So I have recently written a book with the name of Leading in a Quantum World. So it is a book on leadership that I have written with my co-author, Dina from University of Cambridge. So the idea behind this book is very simple. We wanted people to become better leaders with a little help from quantum physics. So the book tries to sort of amalgamate leadership and quantum physics. सो अब हमने किताब में कोशिश की है कि क्वांटम फिजिक्स के जो कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट हैं उनको लेके हम लीडर्स के साथ शेयर करें और लीडर को ये बताने की कोशिश की है उस किताब में कि लीडरशिप इज अ साइंस और जिस तरीके से हम कोई भी चीज सीख सकते हैं उसी तरीके से लीडरशिप भी एक ऐसी चीज है जिसको कि हम सीख सकते हैं खुद को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं और उसमें हमारी मदद के लिए हमने बहुत सारी एग्जाम्पल्स quantum physics से ली है. For example, there is a concept in quantum physics which is called entanglement. उसको भी हमने कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश की है लीडरशिप के साथ. Then there is another concept in quantum physics which is called the superposition. उसको भी हमने मुख्तलिफ जावियों से देखते हुए अपने 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 रीडर्स के साथ हमने वो शेयर किया है कि ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं क्वांटम फिजिक्स के इनको आप किस तरीके से समझ के you can become better leaders. So that is the overall objective behind that book. The book is available on Amazon for our global audience as we speak now. Okay, जी. So what would be my suggestion to upcoming writers? Very simple. देखें जी मेरी कुछ छोटी छोटी सी suggestions होंगी. सबसे पहले identify what is your area of interest. That is primarily the most important thing. जब आपको एक दफा पता चल जाए कि आप किस चीज के बारे में पैशनेट हैं, देन आप उस चीज के बारे में लिख सकते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग लिखना चाहते हैं लेकिन उनको प्रॉब्लम ये आती है कि वो लिखना तो चाहते हैं लेकिन वो उसके लिए एनर्जी उसके लिए टाइम इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं और वो ना कर पाने की वजह ये होती है कि people choose a topic which is not close to their heart, which is not something that they are passionate about. So if you want to become a writer, if you want to write a book, I think it would be very good idea to write something about write about something which you are passionate about. And for beginners, I would say that you can always start with blogging. So, for example, I have started blogging uh, about 10 years back, and I have been blogging for a very long time. So maybe blogging is one of the steps that can take you to the next level of being an author. तो अगर कोई स्टार्ट करना चाहता है, they can always start with writing a blog. And once they have written a blog, once they have written, couple of blogs, then they can move towards becoming an author and writing a book. और मशवरा यही होगा कि choose a topic which is close to your heart, जिसके बारे में आप passionate हैं. Once you have that passion, then writing a book doesn't become that difficult. अच्छा, अगला आप सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि जी क्या रीडिंग भी जरूरी है गुड राइटिंग के लिए? एब्सोल्युटली, एब्सोल्युटली. अगर हम अपनी जिंदगी को ऑब्जर्व करें, लोग वो जो जिनकी हियरिंग नहीं होती है पैदा होते ही, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, उनको बोलने में बड़ा मसला होता है. बहुत सारे लोग जो बाय बर्थ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दे कैन नॉट हियर, हियरिंग इम्पेयरमेंट होती है या बिल्कुल हियर नहीं कर पाते हैं, उनको बोलने में भी मसला होता है. सो द सेम साइंस गोज हियर. द मोर बुक यू रीड, the better writer you would become. The more you will absorb, the more you will be able to share your experiences with others. So definitely, I believe that it is absolutely mandatory to be a good reader first, and only then you can become a good writer. So I totally agree with you on that. अच्छा जी, आप पूछ रहे हैं वाहिद साहब के इज देयर एनी ट्रेनिंग फॉर राइटिंग? वेल, अगर आप इसको इस पर्सपेक्टिव से पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या कोई कोर्सेज होते हैं राइटिंग के हवाले से, देन माय आंसर इज यस, कोर्सेज होते हैं. बट देखिए, व्हेनेवर यू टॉक अबाउट राइटिंग, एवरी सिंगल ऑथर, एवरी सिंगल राइटर वुड हैव देयर ओन यूनिक स्टाइल. तो आप जिस तरीके से किताब लिखते हैं, मेरा किताब लिखने का तरीका गालिबन उससे अलग होगा, उससे मुख्तलिफ होगा. और यही हमारे जो डिफरेंसेस हैं, ये जो हमारे लिखने के जो मुख्तलिफ अंदाज हैं, यही हमारी ऑडियंस को अट्रैक्ट भी करते हैं. सो जरूरी नहीं है कि आप मेरा जो स्टाइल है लिखने का उसी को आप फॉलो करें या मैं आपके स्टाइल को फॉलो करूं. सो माय रिकमेंडेशन टू पीपल वुड बी कि जी आप जब भी राइटिंग की बात करते हैं, so definitely language plays a very important role. You need to identify and understand as to who is going to be your target audience. आप किसके लिए किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं? क्या आप बच्चों के लिए किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं? क्या आप प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं? क्या आप सीईओज के लिए किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं? क्या आप बडिंग प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं? तो जैसी आपकी टारगेट ऑडियंस होगी, वैसे ही आपकी लैंग्वेज होगी उस किताब की. तो लैंग्वेज का सिलेक्शन बहुत जरूरी है और वो डिपेंड करता है कि आप किताब लिखना किसके लिए चाहते हैं. सो वंस यू हैव अ वेरी क्लियर पिक्चर कि जी आपकी किताब की टारगेट ऑडियंस कौन है, तो आपने उसी के लिहाज से लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करना है, उसी के लिहाज से आपने एग्जाम्पल्स उसमें कोट करनी है और उसी के लिहाज से उसकी डेप्थ में आपने जाना है. So I think this is very much important. Once you have identified who is going to be your target audience, then you write accordingly. आप किसी जगह पे ज्यादा emphasize करेंगे, किसी जगह पे कम emphasize करेंगे, किसी जगह आप in depth में जाएंगे, किसी जगह आप सिर्फ touch and go करके आप निकल जाएंगे. So all those decisions are driven by your target audience कि आप किताब किसके लिए लिखना चाह रहे हैं. So once you decide that, everything falls in its place then.
Okay, my next question, Mr. Karim, that do you think first book takes more time to come into reality than second and third?
Absolutely right, Dr. Wahid. I totally agree with you. वो कहते हैं ना कि एक अंग्रेजी की एक कहावत है, it is the start that stops most of the people. So you are absolutely right. The first book is a challenge. Whatever thing that you want to do in your life for the first time, that is going to take a lot of effort. That will take a lot of courage. But once you cross that threshold, then things become much easier. So yes, you are absolutely right. पहले उस mental barrier को तोड़ना, मुझे लगता है कि जी it is more of a mental barrier than a physical barrier. तो उस बैरियर को तोड़ना शुरू में जरा मुश्किल होता है। फिर चाहे आपका बैरियर ये हो कि यार मैं अच्छा लिख सकता हूँ या नहीं लिख सकता हूँ, या आपका बैरियर ये हो कि आप सुस्त हैं फॉर एग्जांपल, या आपका बैरियर ये हो कि यार आई डोंट नो क्या मेरे पास वो नॉलेज है कि मुझे किताब लिखनी चाहिए। सो दीज आर ऑल दी बैरियर्स। सो definitely first time it takes a lot of time uh, to break the ice first, but एक दफा जब वो टूट जाती है, then you can go forward very easily.
Answer. My second, another question is that do you think that writing basically based on patience of the writer as well as the persistent, uh, you know, the focus towards the topic or towards
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, I totally agree
patience
with
is
you.
more valuable in
uh,
writing.
it is very important to have patience, and absolutely right, with patience you need to be persistent, and this is one of the barriers that a lot of people face. वो अगर अगर वो टॉपिक डिसाइड कर भी लेते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग जो ऑथर बनना चाहते हैं, वो लिखना स्टार्ट भी करते हैं, तो फिर वो चीज को छोड़ देते हैं, क्योंकि इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट, इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ करेज टू कंप्लीट अ बुक। तो बहुत सारे लोगों को ये चैलेंज आता है कि परसिस्टेंस वो जो है लैक कर रहे होते हैं। तो आज आप जोश में आके किताब लिखना शुरू की, एक हफ्ता शुरू की, लेकिन फिर जब कंप्लीट एक हफ्ते में नहीं हुई फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो फिर वो इंटरेस्ट अपना लूज कर जाते हैं। सो डेफिनेटली पेशेंस एंड परसिस्टेंस are very crucial for any author, और इनके बगैर आप सक्सेसफुल मेरा नहीं ख्याल है हो सकते हैं एज अ गुड राइटर।
Okay, my next question, Mr. Karim, that would you like to share the channel or the route of writing to publishing any book?
ओके श्योर। सो मैंने पहले तो आपको एग्जांपल दी थी कि पीपल who are not yet ready, for example people who want to become authors one day, there are two ways। एक तो जो मैंने मशवरा दिया कि आप ब्लॉगिंग से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। देयर आर मैनी वेबसाइट्स, फॉर एग्जांपल वर्डप्रेस है, जहाँ पे आप अपना ब्लॉग बना सकते हैं। इनफैक्ट आप तो लिंक्डइन के अंदर भी अपने पोस्ट बना के शेयर कर सकते हैं, फेसबुक पे पोस्ट बना के शेयर कर सकते हैं। So that is a very good starting point. Now, for people who are say, for example, beyond that level, who are sort of ready to write their book, I think उनके लिए मेरा मशवरा ये होगा कि स्टेप बाय स्टेप चलें। फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट अपनी किताब को लिखना शुरू कर दें। सिंपल, कहीं कोई आपको टूल की जरूरत नहीं है, वर्ड में ही, एमएस वर्ड में ही आप लिखना शुरू कर दें, अपनी किताब को कंप्लीट कर दें। जब एक दफा आपकी किताब आप लिख चुके हों, then you have multiple avenues to publish it. In the global era of globalization that we are experiencing today, I mean there are many websites. For example, आप Amazon पे अपनी किताब without any charges आप उसको publish कर सकते हैं, and you can also earn money from it. So publishing in today's world is probably the easiest thing to do. The most difficult part is writing the book itself. So if you have written the book, publishing it is not going to be an issue in today's world. So the challenge is कि क्या आप इतना consistent है कि जी आप किताब लिख के complete कर देते हैं time पे। That is, I think, the most critical part.
I think this way we can, entertain each and every question. My next question is a solo writing and a joint writing a book. Is there any difference that somebody is having only the solo writer, and I've seen most of the book with the other authors. There is a joint program of writing any topic. So, do you think there is a major difference in that?
Well, you have to trade. You have to trade in both the options. You have to trade. So, for example, let me give you the pros of each. So, for example, solo writing का सबसे बड़ा pro ये है कि you are the author. It's your choice. It's your thoughts. You do not have to compel anyone. You do not have to get permission from anyone. You do not have to wait for the second person. You do it your way because it's your baby entirely. ये इसका फायदा है सोलो राइटिंग का। लेकिन इसी तरीके से जब आप को ऑथर्स के साथ काम करते हैं, when you become a co-author or when you request someone else to become your co-author, उसके भी अपने फायदे हैं। और उसके फायदे ये हैं कि जी two brains are better than one, two ideas are better than one, two perspectives are better than one, number one. नंबर टू, इसका फायदा आपको ये होता है कि से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप और मैं मिलके एक किताब लिख रहे हैं, एक दिन मैं थोड़ा सुस्त पड़ गया, एक हफ्ता मैं सुस्त पड़ गया, तो आपने मुझे पुश किया, अगले हफ्ते आप सुस्त पड़ गए, मैंने आपको पुश कर दिया, तो ये उसका फायदा है। लेकिन इसके फ्लिप साइड पे फिर उसका नुकसान ये है कि व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग अ बुक विद समवन यू नीड टू बी एब्सोल्युटली श्योर कि जिस बंदे के साथ आप किताब लिखना चाह रहे हैं उसका थॉट प्रोसेस वैसा ही है जैसा आपका है। आप कितना कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू एंड आई आर राइटिंग अ बुक and say for example I want to put it a particular way but you do not agree with that particular way, so how do we reach a conclusion? How flexible are you? How flexible am I in that particular situation? आप कितना फ्लेक्सिबल हो सकते हो, मैं कितना फ्लेक्सिबल हो सकता हूँ। तो दोनों के अपने अपने फवायद और अपने अपने challenges हैं। It all depends on you. So for example, if you have the idea of writing a book, and if you think that you do not need any external help, you can go for solo writing. But if you are a person जिसको कभी कभार मोटिवेशन लैक कर जाती है और वो चाहता है कि यार कोई साथ में हो तो जरा पुश मिल जाएगा, then you should go for the joint writing as you have put it.
Karim, that
जी
time management in any task is very important. How do you how do you comment on the time management? Do you think it's important to set the target of finishing any book?
Okay. So what I have
Timely.
experienced from from what I have experienced when I was writing my book, I would totally say that time management is very important, and you should start with the end in mind. You should have a time frame in mind, और वो realistic होना चाहिए। आप ये भी ना बोलें कि यार मैं 3 दिन में ये किताब खत्म कर दूंगा या 1 हफ्ते में खत्म कर दूंगा, और उसके बरअक्स इस एक्सट्रीम पे भी ना जाए कि यार बस मुझे किताब लिखनी है, फिर चाहे 1 महीने में हो या 6 महीने में हो। सो आई थिंक इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप टारगेट अपना रख लें, क्योंकि होता यह है कि अगर आप टारगेट नहीं रखते हैं, आप टारगेट करके नहीं चलते हैं, तो फिर वो ड्रैग होना शुरू हो जाती है और फिर आपका इंटरेस्ट लेवल भी कम होना शुरू हो जाता है। सो इफ यू आर एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर अबाउट द टॉपिक दैट यू वांट टू राइट, देन यू शुड simply lock the timeline और आप deadline बना के आप उस पे काम करें. That would be the most efficient and effective manner to go forward with writing a book.
Most of the time it is said that any dream without particular date is just like a nightmare. So if you want to time and proper focus period for that, so that you can complete your target timely. My next question is, how do you take choosing book title? Is there any particular scheme for that?
No, I think it. The beauty of writing is that it is your property. It's your choice. आप इसकी एग्जाम्पल इस तरीके से लें कि जी आप जब अपना घर बनाते हैं तो वो आपका घर है, आपकी चॉइस होती है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे जो है ब्राउन कलर नहीं पसंद है, तो मैं अपने घर में अपने कमरे को ब्राउन नहीं करूंगा. लेकिन आपको ब्राउन कलर पसंद है, आप उसको ब्राउन कर दें. मुझे पर्पल कलर पसंद है, दुनिया को नहीं पसंद है, लेकिन मेरा घर है तो मेरी मर्जी है. सो द सेम गोज फॉर योर बुक. The title, choosing a title is entirely up to you, but there are some recommendations, there are some suggestions. उसको आपको हमेशा consider करना चाहिए. It should be short, it should be interesting, it should be something जिसको देख के बंदा बोले कि यार मैं इसको देखना चाहूंगा, मैं इसको पढ़ना चाहूंगा. आप इसकी एग्जांपल यूं समझ लें कि आप एक बुक स्टोर के अंदर गए और वहां पे 1000 बुक्स पड़ी हुई हैं आपके सामने. अब उनमें से आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव ये होना चाहिए कि मेरी किताब का टाइटल और लुक इस तरह का हो कि उन 1000 किताबों में से, उन 100 किताबों में से बंदा सिर्फ मेरी किताब को एक दफा उठा ले. पढ़े ना पढ़े वो बात की बात है, लेकिन कम से कम उठा ले, वो प्रोमिनेंट नजर आए. दैट शुड बी द ऑब्जेक्टिव. It should grab the attention of the audience. So that should be your target. If you are able to grab the attention of the audience, फिर उसके बाद आ जाती है कि आपकी किताब का कंटेंट अच्छा है या बुरा है. अगर कंटेंट अच्छा होगा तो किताब को सामने वाला बंदा पढ़ेगा भी. दैट इज अ सेकंड स्टेप. आपका कंटेंट जितना भी अच्छा हो किताब का, लेकिन अगर वो ऑडियंस का अटेंशन ही ग्रैब नहीं कर पाएगा तो ऑडियंस उसको खरीदेगी नहीं. So I think this is one small thing that one should be careful about whenever you are deciding your book title or how you want to present it to the world.
Ask you to compile our conversation after opening the camera, because most of my viewers, they are basically here to see you, and there was a lot of uh, uh, public demand that finish our conversation. So if you could open your camera, I'm trying to open my camera too, so that we can have your final comments, to have your
Sure. Let me check. Yeah.
Yes. So we have some comment for you. So if you could respond to them. Miss, she knows you from AKU. That is
Okay.
why
Hi,
I
Shiba.
asked you
Walaikum assalam.
And there is another lady. She's having a Lalayan diary. She takes interview all the different celebrity like you. So she was in the beginning she was asking about the title of your book, so we've already mentioned it. And
Yeah. The name of the book is
finally, I
Leading
think
the Quantum World.
yeah. So, and this book is easily available in on Amazon, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So such a wonderful conversation we are having, despite of connectivity issue. So again, since viewers are watching you, so the forum is yours. So any message would you like to uh, share with your viewers related to book writing, and anything, any take-home message for us?
Sure. My message would be very simple, short, and sweet. If you want to write something, do write it. Don't worry about what people are going to say. Would they be impressed? Would they be happy? You should write the book for yourself. So when I wrote this book, I wrote this book for my own happiness, for my own pleasure. So you should aim for the same thing. If you really want to write something, don't worry if people are going to read it or not. That should not be your concern. Your concern should be, I am interested in writing about this book, and I am going to write it for myself, not for anyone else. If people read it, awesome. If people enjoy it, again, awesome. My objective is to write something that is very close to my heart, which I believe in. And what is your objective behind writing that book. So I want to write this book because I want to add value in people's life. I'm writing this book because I want our leaders to improve, to
Exactly.
become better leaders. So if your objective is clear and if you are passionate about writing a book, don't worry about anything else. Just write it, and there is always a first time. You don't have to worry about all these things. Just enjoy the process of writing and share your work with the world.
In the end, thank you very much, Mr. Sahib Karim Khan. We have this is our first show that we are meeting some author today, and this is a different aspect of your personality that I asked you to share about your book that you just published. So your book is easily available on Amazon. Viewers can uh, have this opportunity to avail it from there, and through this strong message that keep on doing, and there is always a first time in life. So write your book if you want. This is your own property. Enjoy it, and don't expect what people respond related to your book. So have your property, enjoy it, and if people like it, it's awesome. And if they don't uh, notice your book, it's not necessary that because you just wanted to you just want to add value in their life. So it's good for them if they avail your book and try to know something about the new aspect and new dimension of your thinking. So for this note, uh, Sahib Karim, uh, my viewers and myself, we are very thankful that you spare time, and this is all about connectivity and network problem. So we don't consider this as a hurdle because eventually we made it wonderfully. So thank you very much for cooperation and helping me out to conduct this program smoothly. So from myself
Thank
and
you,
from
thank you,
viewers,
thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Wahid, for inviting me. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you very much all the audience who joined us live, or people who are going to watch it later on. I wish you all the very best. If any of you need any kind of help as far as writing a book is concerned, feel free to get in touch with me. I will try my level best to help you, guide you in whatever little manner that I can. And I am so happy to interact with all of you here. Thank you very much.
thank you. And for such a wonderful invitation from Sahib Karim, we are, closing today's session, or, related to meeting the author. So take good care of yourself. In the end, Allah Hafiz and Shab Bakhair.